All right, welcome to episode 4 of the Formula Podcast. I'm here today with someone I've known for probably about 3 years on and off through the community, YouTube superstar, Twitch streamer. You've done a bit of everything, really.
Yeah, I have, mate. I've been around the works. I've done just about everything there is when it comes to gaming.
It's crazy because I think I messaged you. I was actually looking through our messages earlier because I thought I'd bring it up. I messaged you in the beginning of 2018.
Jeez. Going on 4 years nearly.
Yeah, and I remember that your Twitter name was Mao14K.
14K.
So that was when you had 14,000 subscribers on YouTube, I believe.
I think it would have been Twitch. I don't think it would have been YouTube at the time because before I even started Fortnite, I had like 40K at least.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think it would have been Twitch because that's what I was maining when I started Fortnite.
And the funniest thing was I actually messaged you to edit some videos for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you were in Twizz's stream.
Yeah.
And you were doing...
Good old Twizz.
Yeah, Twizz. So you were doing videos for him. And I saw that he released one and I asked who it was and you popped into chat and he's like, him.
Yeah. No, I remember that as well. I remember that very vividly.
And I asked you how much it cost.
Yeah.
Do you remember how much you quoted me?
No, not a clue.
$5.
Yeah, bro, I remember I did Twizz's videos completely free.
Yeah,
I didn't charge him, man. And the only reason I did it was because I just loved his content. Like, he was just such a good bloke.
He was.
Yeah, and like I had no other interest but to make sure like he was doing good. So I would just put my time and effort into making his YouTube videos, and he'd just stream and I just turn it into videos. And then obviously we went down our own routes. He kept streaming, doing comp and all that stuff. He did like World Cup, I think, and then he just quit after that. So
so the craziest thing was like you were a Fortnite pro as well at a point, right?
Yeah.
Did you get signed to Tainted Minds?
Yeah, Tainted Minds, mate.
That was before Icon, right?
Yeah, so we were before Icon, and then they transitioned into Icon. It was probably towards the end of our contract, and they weren't really interested in keeping any of us. But that was an interesting situation. I won't talk too much on it, but
that's fair enough. Who was in the team then?
Oh, there was like 8 of us. But it would have been like me, Worthy, Popper, Smeefy, Zydus. Do you remember Zydus?
Yeah, Zydus. I remember Zydus.
Yeah. There was a few other people. There was 8 of us. I don't remember everyone, but there was 8 of us.
What a crazy time that was.
Yeah, and pretty much like in the entire contract, they took 30% of whatever we made, and that was on like everything. So that was ridiculous. And then they gave me a headset, which broke after a month, and then they gave Zydus a headset too, and that's all we got out of a year-long contract.
Jesus.
Yeah. So I mean, they flew us to an event as well, but they took 30% of everything we made there as well. So they probably profit off that.
Yeah, for sure, especially if you got up as well.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I'm sure, I think like 4 or 5 of us out of 8 like called for it. So, you know, they would have gotten 30% of all of that. Yeah. Probably would have paid for most of it, if not all of it.
How did the whole pro thing start? Because for like, when I was watching Twizz, he wasn't a pro like yet. He was just like a streamer, and I think everyone was pretty much. Yeah. But like then all of a sudden, like all these scrims started happening. It's super quick, like from nothing to like there was teams. Yeah.
I remember, I think it was Captain. His name was. I think he was part of MF, and he was like the one that started the whole original OCE scrim scene.
Yeah.
And pretty much like Twizz was playing them, and then that's how I got into it, because I saw him playing them, and I was like, oh, what, like, you know, what's going on here? This looks fun. And then he managed to like get me in, and then I found a team and I started playing. I don't even remember what my original team would have been. I know it was with Worthy, Copper, and Red. I think it was. I think that was who I played with. And then obviously Worthy was just like the star child. I mean, he still is to this day. You know, he's running around trolling everyone.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, those were like the original like scrims, and I think people just got in based off like stats. So I used to just grind leaderboards, and I got in through that. Yeah, it was just like it's like every other story, you know. Everyone just grinds stats, and then eventually you get into scrims, and then goes from there.
So there's another thing about you that's pretty unique is you're actually a left-handed gamer.
Yeah, I am. Look, it was a League of Legends mouse, but I have side buttons. I have the side buttons on the wrong side. I don't know if it'll focus, but they're on this. Oh yeah, there you go. They're on this side.
Wow.
Yeah. And the reason I started playing left-handed was because my dad taught me how to play video games or
Yeah.
just even use computers in general. And he's left-handed in everything. I'm right-handed in everything else except for computers because he taught me how to do it. And his computer had the mouse on the left.
Jesus.
So yeah, I got griefed off spawn by dad. Like he just taught me how to use my left hand, and I was like 5 years in before I even realized it was weird because I was in like computer classes at school, and then everyone's got it on the right, and I'm like, hold on, what's happened here? You know what I mean? Like this ain't right.
So did you have to change all your key mapping on your mouse?
No, I mean the good thing about this, like the G Pro, is you can just literally like I think I still have them on my desk. What? Oh yeah, I do. Look, it comes with like extra little bits, and you can just pop them out, and it does the exact same thing. But yeah, obviously, like with my keyboard, I've got to use PL colon, and I use like the opposite of WAC. So I use PL semicolon, and then like the quotation thing.
What the heck?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds weird, but it's just.
I mean, once you're doing it for a while.
Yeah, it's just like flipping your keyboard. It's not.
Yeah.
People think it's like special, but I don't know. I've been doing it for like 10 years. It doesn't really matter to me anymore.
Yeah, well, it's section of nature, really.
Yeah, exactly. It gets annoying with some games, especially when they've got like 40 different binds, and like Fortnite's not too bad. They got the builds and stuff, but
yeah,
when you play stuff like Battlefield and you like grapple this, mount onto this, slide, turn, slide, like bro, there's too many buttons. I can't rebind them all. So I even when I'm playing COD, they got like where you can turn yourself. You like
yeah.
I don't know how to bind that, so I
you just leave it.
Yeah, I'm like whatever, I just don't use it. But yeah, stuff like Fortnite, it's fine. It doesn't really matter too much.
I always thought Fortnite would be one of the harder ones because there's like so many build binds and edit binds.
Yeah, I mean, but it's the same on the right side. You know what I mean? Like there's so many build binds and stuff. Like you fit it all on there eventually, and it's just you find something comfortable, you stick with it. But when I originally started Fortnite, it was really hard because like trying to find a mouse with the side buttons, like it just didn't exist. So, and I remember everyone was like, "Oh, this is like so good." So I went out of my way and got a G Pro, but. Yeah, that it definitely helped because I remember when I first started, I still used scroll wheel to like season 6. Like I built with like the scroll wheel, like I didn't have any binds or anything. So yeah, it was rough story.
And you were a pro then.
Yeah, and I just played with the scroll wheel. I had no binds. The only bind I had was the cone. I had a cone bind, and that was it. Yeah.
My lord, that would have been difficult in scrims.
Yeah, I mean the lobbies weren't laggy then. They just weren't.
Late game, I guess, wasn't as crazy then either.
Exactly. Like you weren't like going through 9 different tabs.
Yeah.
Just, like everyone had one tunnel, and plus they didn't have like the moving zones or anything like that. It was just
that's right.
So you would just get in the middle and
just wait it out.
Yeah, and then you play hill game. That was it.
You said you were into YouTube 40K subs before Fortnite. What were you like? What started your YouTube?
I don't think a lot of people know this, but when I started, I mean I've done YouTube for as long as I can remember. Like before I had the Mao channel, like I did like Minecraft when I was like probably 11, like just so long ago. But on the Mao channel, there was, I don't know if you ever remember, there was a game called Agario. It was like a little bowl game. It was online. Yeah. So I used to play that a lot. And then there was a lot of viewership, obviously, when that blew up and people were playing it left, right, and center. And I had like a few videos that went viral on there. And like, I just played that for like a year, maybe. And then that's how I got my first, I'd say 40K. I don't remember the exact amount, but it's probably about 40, 50K around there. And then it just like plateaued because obviously the game died and there was nothing else to do. And like, I always knew that I wanted to do YouTube. But like, you can't really make anything just out of Vigario. So it was rough. I had these subs. I couldn't do anything with them. And obviously they're just interested in like this crappy online game.
Yeah.
So, but my interest changed like CSGO after this. This was like way back. I must have been like, what, 12? When I did Agario, and then I mean it would have been whenever I made my channel, 2015. And then after I did Agario, I moved on to like CS:GO and stuff like that because that's what I was interested in at the time.
Yeah.
But those videos just performed horribly. They were like 5K views in like a month. Like it was just atrocious. For a channel with 40K subs at least. So I knew that I wanted to do YouTube, but CSGO wasn't working for me, and obviously I couldn't go back to Agario because the game was just the same thing over and over and over and over. So I just sat it out. I literally just sat in 40K for like 2 years. Just did nothing. And then I had a PUBG video that went viral. It's still my channel. It was I was an Uber driver in PUBG. And the funny thing is, like, so many people think that video is scripted, but it literally took us 2 weeks to record. Like, we just go into games, and you remember how sweaty PUBG was.
Yeah.
No one wanted to have fun. And we eventually ran into these guys that got in our car and let us drive them around the entire game. And like we would drop them off in like a POI. They'd go and like wipe a team. They'd come back. We'd drive them around. Like it was just a funny video. And I remember, oh, what's that Facebook page? It's like Unilad.
Yeah,
I think that's what it's called.
Unilad,
It's like
yeah.
a yeah. They reached out and they paid me like $500 to use the video on Facebook, and I was like, oh, dude, that's sick.
That's hell money for however old you are,
Yeah,
because you would have been young as hell back then.
yeah, I would have been like 14 maybe. So like $500, bro. I'm like,
Yeah,
dude,
take it.
do what you want with it.
Yeah.
And then they ended up getting like 30 million views on Facebook or something. Like they would have made so much money off it thinking back on it.
Yeah.
So, hey, $500, $500.
Yeah.
Yeah, even so after that, I was like, oh, dude, this is like my break. Like, this video got 500K. I'm like, I'm set. And then, yeah, no, I just wasn't. The videos after that just did terrible. I don't even think they're on my channel anymore. I think I deleted them. But yeah, and then PUBG died out, and then I started playing Fortnite, and yeah, the rest is pretty much history.
So did you get credit from Unilad when they posted it or no?
No, I got $500, which took 3 months to come, and yeah,
no credit.
Nothing. No, they didn't mention it. Not a single thing.
Damn, so that could have been an earlier blow up.
It could have been. I mean, the video went like super viral on Facebook because I think at the time they were maybe getting like 500K a video, and then this one had like 20, 30 mil. I remember it.
Holy shit.
Yeah, and if you know anything about Facebook ad rates, you know they made.
Oh yeah, they made a bucket.
Yeah, they made bank off that.
Yeah,
like, they paid $500 for this thing, and it probably made them like 30, 40 grand.
And it's probably still getting passed around as well.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
It's probably in the archives somewhere in the Unilad Facebook page.
Yeah, they'll post it in a couple of years just to get some likes.
Yeah, like, oh, this one did well. Let's repost it.
Yeah.
I mean,
So going back to starting Fortnite, why did you go to Fortnite? Was the game blowing up so you thought you would just try and run with it, or like was it a game?
Yeah, funny story. I played Fortnite the day it came out and I hated it. Like it wasn't for me, bro. I'm like, this is for like toddlers. I was like,
was that Battle Royale? Or was that the
Battle Royale?
Okay.
Yeah, no, not the zombies. So I played it. I saw a Shroud play it on stream, and I was like, dude, what is this cringe shit? So I downloaded it because it was free. Obviously, it was like the first game that was free, pretty much, or big game. You know what I mean? So I downloaded it and I played it. And I'm like, dude, this is atrocious. Like, I didn't touch a game for like 3 weeks, and I came back at the end of season 1, and for some reason I just got addicted, like out of nowhere. Like my friends were playing it, and no one was playing PUBG anymore. Like, I remember it just like crashed.
Yeah.
So I had no choice. Like I literally had no choice. All my friends were playing it. Like I had to jump ship with them. So I went over to it, and then like within a week of playing it, I was just it was
addicted.
Like everyone else, I was addicted to Fortnite. It was so good.
It's what like because I became the same. It was weird because my whole thing was like, I'll be honest, I started watching it. I started seeing it like when Ninja was playing it, right? Yeah. And like this is when I first started watching Twitch, because what happened was I worked on the phones at work, and I had 2 monitors, so like we could do whatever we wanted on the second monitor as long as we were doing our work
on the main one.
Yeah. So I was like massive into like gaming, and then I just came across Twitch. And I'd never really heard of it before, and I started watching. My mate said, "Oh, Fortnite's pretty good," so I was like, "Okay, I'll watch it." Yeah. So I watched Ninja, and this was before he was PG. So like, he made me. He was killing me like all day, like cracking me up.
Yeah. Dude, Ninja, OG Ninja is. Oh, he was so good, bro. Just like cursing kids out left, right, and center. Just demolishing everyone. He was so good.
It was just so entertaining, and like I was like, "Fuck, this game looks alright," but like. I feel like I'd be shit. Yeah, like that. That's exactly how I felt, and I ended up getting it. And then like same as you, I was like addicted. I started watching like YouTube videos where like the chests were, because they were in the same spots. And it's crazy. What do you think was that addiction? Do you think it was like the colors? Because I feel there was something to do with colors and like.
Yeah, I definitely reckon there's some like psychological connection. Like I think like the colors, how bright it was different. Like. You got to remember, before Fortnite, there was no game that looked like that. Like every game was like super hyper realistic, and then Fortnite is just this like troll bright fun game. And I think it was just it was like a change. Like you got to remember, before that, gaming was so dead. It was like 9 CODs in a row were just terrible. Yeah, you had like Ghost, Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare, like just horrible games.
H1Z1 was dead.
Yeah, H1Z1 died. I never got into that game, but I wish I did because it looked fun.
Neither did I. Yeah.
But I think it was just such a flip on everything. It was like bright, cartoon, just really fake, and everyone was just so involved. And I think on top of that, just building. Like no game had building involved. It was always just guns, first person shooter. It's like third person again, different,
Yeah.
and building. Like everything about it was the complete opposite of what the normal was for gaming. And I feel like just all of that combined and like a completely new mechanic to learn just got everyone addicted. So
Now, the other thing that I was going to talk to you or ask you about, because there was a point, I think you were around 16 possibly,
Yeah.
and you posted a tweet saying like, I have an opportunity to go to school part-time and content create the other half.
yeah. So
Did that happen?
yes, well, kind of. So we went to school because this was at the time. I'll give you a little bit of a backstory.
Go
before we
for
get to this. So when I first started Fortnite, and that's like all of chapter 1, like I was like comp based for like, maybe season 6 and before that, like anything before that was just I didn't care about anything but playing
Yep.
comp. And then as soon as like the meta started changing and they were like really involved in like rotating like zones everywhere and like obviously to make the game more competitive, I was just like out of it.
Yeah.
I didn't care enough. But I obviously was still really good at the game because I'd been scrimming against the best players. So then when you go into a pub game, you're versing like normal players.
Yeah.
So I'd just be like getting like 20, 30 kills, just dominating everyone. And then I ran into I was playing with Angel Melly. We're playing on stream, and we ran into McCreamy in like Sniper Shootout. You
Yep.
remember that game? It was
Yep,
massive.
yep.
And he just demolished us. Like I was like, holy shit! Like I've never been like I think I had like maybe 15 kills, and he just bang, I was dead. Like
Yeah.
I had no chance. And Melly was like, oh, I know Creamy, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And he came into chat and he was like, GG and all that sort of stuff. Back when it wasn't toxic to come into chat and say GG to someone. He came in, said GG, and I was like, oh mate, you demolished me. And I guess he kind of heard of my name from that.
I'll pause you there. Was McCreamy big then already?
Probably like a mil,
Okay.
maybe 2.
So still
like,
pretty.
He was big, but he's not as big as he was.
Yeah, yeah.
It was when he was like uploading the montage, sort of like that era. So he comes into chat and like I'm like a fanboy. Like I'm trying to keep it in on the inside. I'm like, okay, I can't. If I freak out, he's just never gonna talk to me.
Yeah.
So I just played it off. I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. And then nothing came from it. Like that was like our first interaction, but nothing came from it, and we moved on. And then pretty much it would have been 2018 AO, the first one.
Yep.
I went there with Tainted Minds.
Mm-hmm.
So I still would have been playing comp, but like my interest just wasn't. It wasn't with it.
You went there as a player?
Yeah, I went there as a player, but I just wasn't. I wasn't into it. Like I didn't qual. Like I knew I wasn't going to. I hadn't played like scrims or anything. I didn't do any practice. Like
actually, I remember this.
Yeah.
You had an issue at AO, did you not?
Yeah, I had a lot of issues at AO. Yeah.
Was it? It was something to do with they wouldn't let you use like.
Yeah, so they wouldn't let me use my mouse, and it happened 2 AOs in a row. I couldn't use my mouse because it was left-handed, and then. The little like dongle for the USB for the mouse. You couldn't use wireless mice in case I had like or something. It was literally the only mouse I could use, so I had to use a right-handed mouse with the buttons on the wrong side. And then on top of not even wanting to play comp, like of course I'm not going to qual. Like half my buy-ins are gone.
Yeah.
I can't build a wall or a ramp. And the system was just really odd. You had to get 3 kills to get a point in the first one.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. If you got 3 kills or a win, you qualled. Like it was such a dumb
That's a strange system. Yeah. Thank God they've learned.
Yeah, exactly. So I went over there. I watched the boys play it. I wasn't really too interested because they stuffed me around. And pretty much like the conditions that we were living in were just terrible. So I didn't want to stay in the apartment. It was like I think maybe like a 2-bedroom, like not even, maybe a 1-bedroom.
Yeah.
I'm sleeping on this rock hard couch, and they expect me to go to an event and play swell on it. Like it just was never going to happen.
How many of you boys stayed in that place?
5. There was 5 of us in a 1-bedroom place. Like I think 2 people shared the bedroom. I was on the couch. Some poor fellow was on the floor, and then I think someone else just went like elsewhere.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was horrible. And I was the last one to arrive because I was from Perth. Like everyone's coming in from Sydney and stuff. And then I get the couch of all places. But anyway, so I arrived there and I didn't sleep because I'd never flown anywhere before. This was my first time outside of Perth. Well, I like since I was a child.
Yeah.
So I arrive at AO and I'm just like, I'm excited, like adrenaline just pumping. Like,
of course.
I'm just gone off the plane. But the problem is I didn't sleep the night before. My flight was like 3 a.m. in the morning. Now I'm here. It's 8 a.m. in Melbourne time. And like my body's just gone. Like, I haven't slept. So I arrive at this apartment. There's nowhere to sleep. Like the bedroom's gone, couch is taken. There's someone literally sleeping on the floor. Like there's nothing left in this apartment. So I just drop my stuff off and I'm like, okay, what do I do here? Like I haven't slept for maybe 20 hours at this point and I'm
Yeah.
just dead. And then Melly rings me because she came to AO as well. And
Yeah.
she's like, oh, do you want to go shopping? And I was like, oh yeah, we'll go shopping. And then this is where McCreamy ties back into it because he was coming shopping with her.
Gotcha.
So the way that I met Creamy was from going shopping with Melly. And then I remember we went to like all these, I don't know. I was broke. I literally had like $100 in my bank account. And we're going like all these designer shops and shit. And I'm like, bro, I'm just standing there. I'm like just in there. Like,
This looks nice.
Yeah. I'm like, wow, I'm not touching this. I think we went into a Versace shop and they had like this golden like cat thing, bro. And I'm just standing there like not moving. If I break anything, I'm in debt for the rest of my life.
Oh man. I used to be like that in antique places that my parents would walk into. I would literally stand at the door and I'd be like, I'm not touching anything. Cause one thing, I reckon everything's going.
Exactly. Like you knock one, you owe them like 100 grand minimum. So I'm just standing in this store, like so awkward, like just like, okay. And I've got like a big backpack on as well. Like I just don't look like I belong in there. And anyway, like I was talking to Creamy, like he's really nice. He always has been really nice. And we went out to get lunch and he bought me lunch because bro, I'm not kidding. Like when I said $100 in my bank account, that's all I had. So he bought me lunch and I was like, oh, thank God. I could like, I only had 2 days here, bro. I don't know if this $100 is going to cut it. And he buys me lunch. We like sit down, we're just chatting. Like, I don't know, Melly and his girlfriend went off to like do stuff. So we were just talking. And then, yeah, that's how we became friends, was just from meeting, at AO and going shopping. So I didn't even buy a thing.
Going from McCreamy, how'd you meet Melly?
So I don't even remember. I think I just ran into her like in like maybe you remember how they used to have those original like Fortnite Pro-Am sort of things?
Yeah.
Like, they were like the Australian.
Yeah, just.
So they just invited a bunch of streamers, and I think I got put on a team with her or something like that. And I met her through that.
Do you reckon she helped your growth?
Oh, 100%. She was like the original person I met that was into content. She was like the one that was like, you need to make content. You need to make content.
Yeah.
Because originally it was me, her, and Radius. We were like the three amigos. You know what I mean? Like we did everything together. And yeah, so and then she introduced me to Creamy, and then obviously Creamy was just like the biggest mentor to me. Like he just helped me with so many things.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just so funny to me that that's how everything started, was just from meeting him by going shopping. And I remember I was at this point I was still a fan of him, and I'm just trying to keep in. I'm like, I can't show it because if I do, he's gonna like think I'm weird.
Yeah.
How
old would you have been then? Like 17?
No, not even. I would have been 15, maybe 16.
So,
yeah. I think, I would have been 16 at the time. And I was like, just on the inside, I'm like, bro, I need to show him that I'm like genuine, trying to be a friend, like, and he might accept me as a friend, you know what I mean?
And you chill.
Yeah, exactly. I just wanted to be chill, and like, I literally just wanted to be friends with him, but I didn't want to come across as like a weirdo, and just like, because imagine if I'm there like, oh my God, my Creamy, like just freaking out, he's gonna be like, all right, dude, like, see you later. But no, and then later that day he followed me on Twitter, and then I don't even remember what the first video was that he wanted help with, but he hit me up. He's like, yo, can you help me with this? And yeah, mate, the rest is history from there. Like,
have you told him all this?
Oh, dude, I've said thank you to him so many times.
But what I mean is, have you told him like how much you had to control yourself?
I told him that I was a massive fan of him. When
okay.
Like, I just kept it in because I like, dude, you gotta remember, if you meet someone in real life and you're like freaking out, obviously they're gonna like be like, oh, thanks for watching my content, but they're not gonna think past that. Like, you know, if you're genuine to someone, you sit down and like try and talk to them and actually become friends with them, like they're gonna be way more interested. It was like that with everyone that I met. Like I just went up to them, treated them like people. It's
so crazy, right? Because that was 3 years ago, right?
Yeah. Dude, and at the time I would have had maybe 100k subs, like if that.
But not only that, fast forward now, and that happens, everyone's gonna be on you for being like a suck up.
Yeah, exactly. Like everyone, but. I don't know. I think the thing was for me was like, I wasn't getting anything out of it. I was just constantly helping him with videos. Like I wouldn't upload anything. So it was like a fresh Lockie sort of situation. You know how Fresh used to just constantly help Lachlan with videos. It was like that with me and Creamy. Like I would constantly help him. And it was like a two-way street. He would help me like learn content in the back. Like he never really shouted me out. I think he did it once, but he would never like just send everyone to me.
Yeah.
It was more just the knowledge and like being with him to see how he made a video, and then I would apply that to my content when I would go make my own videos. And then eventually I got comfortable enough to ask him to be in my videos, because originally I was like, dude, I'm not gonna do that. It's still weird. Like I don't want to.
Yeah.
you don't want to rub him the wrong way. You know what I mean? Like he's this big person. You're just becoming
Mm.
friends with him. You don't want to seem like
Especially early on. You're a bit younger as well. Because he's a bit
exactly.
older than you, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's 23.
23 now, yeah. So he still
Something
would have
like
been
that.
pretty young there.
Yeah, I mean, he would have been 20. Like,
Yeah.
at the time. But like, it's just like I'm playing with like this inspiration. All I wanted to do was help him and make videos with him because to me it was like so cool to see myself in his videos. And this would have been around season 7, 8-ish. Like that was when like the cannon. That's what the first video was. It was the season 7 where they added the cannons and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I remember
pirate
like
cannons. Is that what it was?
Yeah. That was the one. Yeah. And I remember I like shot myself like off the map and died. And like that was like the funniest moment.
That was the clip.
Yeah. But it's just funny to go from that all the way to where I am now. Like, you know, with him, he's easily my best friend when it comes to anything in content.
Yeah.
But it was just about taking it slow and actually becoming his friend rather than trying to get anything. Like, you know, there's nothing to get from him. It's just being friends with him and learning knowledge. Like knowledge is more important than any amount of exposure. Like, you know what I mean? Like learning his process, how he made a video was more valuable than anything I've ever learned. How
long did it take you to, I guess, understand all the metrics of YouTube and algorithms and?
Right, I still don't understand it. Like,
is it that difficult? Like, is it that difficult to understand, or is it that difficult that like it's always changing and everything's just a moving?
I think it's multiple. I think everything's changing constantly. Like, mate, I don't know. I'm sure YouTube doesn't even know what they're doing anymore. Like, it's a bot that learns. It's literally just an AI that Google has that's constantly learning. Like, there's no way to really crack the code. But I think everyone goes on about it, but it's literally just watch time and CTR. And like, people will be like, oh, I got a 30% CTR and like a 7-minute watch time and a 10-minute video. And it's like, those stats are good, but it's all about sample size. You know, how many people was that promoted to? Was it promoted to 10 people? Like, if those 10 people are your mum, your brother, you, your friend, like, of course they're going to click it. You know what I mean? But it's when you have a video that maybe gets 100 views, but the stats are terrible and you're like, oh, I'm going to ignore that. It's like, no, that video is the one that you need to look at. Those are the stats that you actually have because they're just being promoted to more people. And as soon as you get that in your head and you live by it, that's where you can start growing. Like even now, dude, like I'm constantly trying to make better videos. Like if I was doing the same thing I did when I started, I'd be gone. Yeah. So yeah, you've always got to evolve your content.
In what way?
I think I would have died off in like the algorithm. Like, dude, I've changed games so many times, and I've been. I wouldn't even say lucky enough.
So you mean sticking with the same game, you would have probably been gone?
I think I have a bit of an advantage over everyone else at the moment when it comes to Chapter 3, because dude, I haven't played Fortnite for a year, so like I'm really enjoying it now, and I'm going into a new chapter. Whereas like people are going to enjoy it, but I feel like after a month of the new chapter or whatever, they might just burn out again. But like, dude, I'm just getting back into it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's full fresh.
Yeah, exactly. And I've been loving Fortnite recently. But I think what I was trying to say there with that was like, if you're not constantly evolving your content, it doesn't matter. Even if I stayed with Fortnite, if you're not evolving your content, you'll plateau and die off so quickly. And I found that out as soon as I blew up, because when I blew up, it all happened from one video. And I remember the video specifically. It was, how many wins could I get in 24 hours? And I had like little like bump periods before this. So I would have like a video do like, okay, get like a couple 100K, and I'd be like, oh, this is good. Like I need to keep this going. And it just never would. Yeah. And I don't think it was through lack of trying. I think YouTube was like trying to promote my channel, but it was just like, nah, you're not there yet. Yeah. So I'd keep like evolving and trying to evolve and like making better videos. And then eventually I had this one video, and this was when I was averaging maybe 20, 30K a video, and like I'd have like the odd one that get like 100K. Yeah. And this video got 100K in a day, and I was like, holy shit. I was like, the hell was this?
This one hit.
Yeah, like these were like numbers I'd never seen before. And like the CTR was insane. It had like a 60% watch time. Like it was like crazy stats for me. And considering it had so many views as well, and like the stats were better than any of my other videos, I was like, holy, like this video must have been actually pretty good. Yeah. And then it ended up getting like 1 million a week, and I didn't upload because I was just so shocked. I was like, what do I do with this? So I just sat on it for a week, and I didn't upload. And I remember I was just thinking to myself, I need to upload something, but it needs to be better than what I just uploaded. Otherwise, I'm going to stuff it up again, because I had so many videos that get like 300K, and then I would just die back off. And then the video I did after that was like it was a 4 corners skybase challenge. So we had to like skybase in 4 different corners and then meet in the middle and win. So no one had done that before. And then like I remember this the thumbnail, I literally spent like 12 hours on like every like little detail. Like I'd like cut stuff out, get different angles, different screenshots. Like it was a pain. And that video like did insane too. And then it just all just went up from there because I just like put so much effort into these 2 videos, and then YouTube just started promoting me. And then I went to daily content. I definitely say like my content wasn't as good as it was then, but I still think I was doing more than everyone else at the time because everyone was just fed up with Fortnite. This is chapter 2 at the time. And like no one's liking the new chapter, but like I'm making it seem fun by doing these dumb challenges. So I think that was like a lot of the motive was just like there was no one else around. It was just pretty much me and Creamy like just carrying for like the Fortnite scene.
Yeah.
And it just spiraled from there. Like I was playing with like Lannon, Lachlan, like just everyone you could think of. It was insane. Just everyone just like we just all came together and made content together. So it really helped.
And then obviously before we were talking about how you went to part-time for school, did your was it this an agreement with your parents because of like success, or was it like I want to do this?
That's tying back into what I said before. So with all that like process I explained before, with Creamy, I knew there was something special. I had, I loved his content. I was just so motivated to help him make videos.
Yeah.
And he like really wanted to teach me and help me make better videos. And I could just like, I don't know how to explain it. I could just feel it. Like I was like, I know something's going to come from this. Whether that's from Creamy helping me or alone, like I know I can do something out of this.
Yeah.
And then obviously I had my own friend group when I blew up, and I was doing videos with them because I'm not going to like just drag Creamy into every video. But,
yeah, of course.
But this was around when I had maybe 150k, 200k, and like I just played with Lannon. I have a Snapchat where I was in Lannon's lobby and I was like, holy shit, I'm shaking. Like I was like shitting myself because I was helping Laserbeam with the video. And it was all around this time where I'm like meeting all these creators and seeing how they were making videos, and like I just like I'm like a silent learner. Like I'll sit there and like I'm like, okay, he's doing this. And I remember one thing specifically I learned from Lannon is if he knew he wasn't going to use it in a video, he wouldn't put any energy into it. Like he would just talk shit with me. Like we were just sitting there talking shit.
As and in, then, like if a game wasn't going the way that he thought it would?
No, not necessarily. Like there'll be like a down period. So the video we were doing was like a reboot. Like we would sing on top of reboot vans.
Okay. Yeah.
And we would just be sitting on top of them and like just chatting shit. And then as soon as someone was near us, like he just fires up into like content mode. And like at first I was like, what the hell? This is weird. Like, I was like, I don't know what's going on here.
Yeah.
But then like I really sat and I was like, he's really smart because he's only putting the energy in for the parts that he knows are going to go into a video.
Yeah.
And it's just like small things like that I picked up on that really helped me make videos. Like there'll be literal parts of my recordings that are just like 5 minutes of dead silence because I know nothing's going to go into it. But yeah, so it was around 200k. I met Lannon, like helped him with this video, all that sort of stuff. And like I was just learning so much. I was like, and YouTube's always been my passion. Like, like I said, and I was like, you know what? Like I'm gonna go and talk to my parents. I was like, something needs to happen. Like, all these kids at school that like work at Macca's, they get like 3 days off a week. Like what? Why can't I? Like at this point I was making like, I was making more than you would at McDonald's.
Yeah, of course.
And I was like, I was confident enough to go up to my parents and be like, I don't want to quit school because I was a very smart kid. Like I was, I wasn't straight A's or anything, but I was definitely like, I passed every class.
Yeah.
No worries. And I really wanted to do YouTube, but obviously you can't just leave YouTube, school for YouTube. But I was like, how about, because I edited my videos, made thumbnails, I did everything myself.
Yeah.
And I was like, how about I go to school 3 days, you give me 2 days off. And then those 2 days I could spend editing, the weekend I could spend recording. And it was just a lot easier for me than just only having 2 days.
Yeah.
And the mum and dad were like, yeah, but the school's probably not going to let you. We went to school. We had like a big debate. They pretty much told me it wasn't a job. Like, you're not going to make anything out of that. Like it was very disrespectful. Like there was one lady at the school that was like, if you don't come to school, we can't do anything about it, but we can't give you the time off legally. So then at that point, like I was just pissed off. I was like, nah, I'm taking the time off. Mum and dad agreed. So I was taking like 2 days a week off. And like the lady at the school, she deliberately never rang. Like she knew, that I wanted to have those days off.
Was it a principal or a teacher or?
Yeah, it was a vice principal. But by law, I don't think she was allowed to say it, but she knew, like, obviously this kid's really passionate. And she said, like, there's high possibility that this could be a career path in the future, but right now we don't accept it. But it was like the one thing that pissed me off is there was this lady, like I don't know what they're called in like Melbourne or anything like that, but it's like the VAT office. Pretty much it was like the careers office. Like they would sit down and they would put kids in the direction of where they wanted to go. And like this lady's sitting in front of me telling me like, no, you're not going to make anything. This isn't going to be a career. Like you're wasting your time. Don't leave school, blah, blah. Like all of this stuff when I was just asking for 2 days off to follow my passion.
Yeah.
And I get it. Like schools are meant to be there to like, you know, keep you structured and set you up for future. But I just found it really rude to like, I feel like she could have worded it better. Not just said like, you're never going to make it. You're not going to, I don't know. But I think I definitely took motivation out of that because I was like, fuck you. Like, I'm going to go do what I want to do. You know what I mean?
Fuck that.
Yeah. So anyway, mom and dad agreed. Like they were like, well, what are they going to do? Ring me? Like, I don't give a shit. So I started having my 2 days a week off. I was going to school. I was still passing, like no worries at all. And I was just spending those 2 days. I'd record weekends and I'd edit. And I was only uploading twice a week at this point. And I really, really wanted to do more, but I just couldn't. Like I had to keep up with school. It was year 11. Like I couldn't just ditch it. Well, that's what I thought. And then pretty like I got this half a week off, you know, sort of schedule. And then like I was like, I want to upload more. So then I started forcing myself to do 3 a week. And like that was my median point. That's where I was like, I stuck with that for so long.
Yeah.
And then out of nowhere, I remember like I was playing with Landon. I got like 250k subs, and like I had that video, the one that I told you about that like did well. And I was like, okay, if I can successfully have 5 videos in a row do well, I'm gonna go up to mom and dad and be like, I want to do something from this.
Yeah.
And I let it be more than that because I didn't want to be like impulsive and just leave school because everyone goes on about it. But
yeah, no,
I knew realistically if I wanted to make it, I had to leave school. Like it was, I couldn't have done year 12 and
full content creation full time
and full-time YouTube, like trying to compete with people like Landon and stuff that just sit at home and can do what they need to do. So I was like, okay, you know, I was maybe 15 videos in, every video is banged like 500k. And I'm like, okay, like this is as secure as I'm ever going to be on YouTube. Like I need to go now or it's done for.
Yeah.
And this was the end of year 11. Like I didn't even finish year 11. Actually, I think I was like on the last week or something. So I'd passed all my exams, everything was done. And I went up to mom and dad and I was like, I've got a proposition. And I'll tell you at first, mom and dad were not interested. They're like, you know, we already give you 3 days off a week. 2 days off a week. And you pretty much like, I was wagging classes as well. Like just school, like in general.
Yeah.
Like it was like, I'd go to school 1 or 2 times a week. Like it was really bad. Just like, so I could stay home and make videos. And they're like, you know, you're already not listening to us. We gave you the time off and you're taking extra off, all this sort of stuff. And they just weren't really happy with it.
Yeah.
Which is understandable. Like no parent's going to be. And I was just like, I sat down. I just said to them, I was like, I'm so passionate about this. Like you need to understand that. And I think my parents know that like I'm a good kid. Like I've never done anything to do wrong by them.
Yeah.
So they were supportive of it. And, like after they talked about it, they were like, you know what? And we made a deal. The deal was I had 1 year off school. So I didn't go for year 12.
Yeah.
And if I didn't, I had to go back to, we have like a year 13, which is a system where anyone that didn't finish year 12 can go and do it.
Yeah.
So if after a year I wasn't in a position where I was making money to live off, then I would have to go back to school. So we agreed on this. I had 1 year pretty much to like make it. And like within 3 months is when I had like my massive blow up. Like it was just insane. And that was because I switched to daily videos as well.
Yeah.
So on top of banging out like 500k a video, I'm just uploading daily. You know what I mean? Then you have like the odd video that gets a mil. Like you skyrocket. And that was chapter 2.
How hard was it uploading daily? Like getting content for daily videos.
Oh, it was. I would sit here and say it was hard. I think the hardest thing was just like my mental attitude towards like the middle of my blow up was really bad because I just didn't like I wasn't enjoying Fortnite. It was like I just blown up and I had like it was like I gained like 300k subs in a month.
Yeah.
And like I did like my face reveal and like everyone was just really negative to me. Like everyone was just super rude and shit like that. And like I expected it. Like it doesn't matter, bro. You can look like Nate Hill. Nate Hill gets people fucking flaming him. You know what I mean? Like that man's a model.
Everybody gets fucking people hating.
Yeah. But obviously, like, dude, I'm like a prepubescent teen. I'm like 16, dude. I barely know what's going on. I got like a bit of a goatee, like a bit greasy. Like I've just sat inside making daily videos for 3 months straight. You think I'm gonna look good? And like on top of that, I went and got a haircut, bro, and they like shaved half my hairline off, so that didn't help. But anyway, like, you know, I've just done this face reveal. I'm getting like flamed by everyone left, right, and center. I'm like, dude, like I'm just like, I was like just uploading to upload at that point, and I feel like people could really tell, and that's why I like dropped off quite a bit. But over time, like I switched from Fortnite. I had Among Us. Like I loved Among Us so much. That game was fun when it was in its prime.
Yeah.
And then obviously that only lasted what 2-3 months, if that.
Yeah.
And then I was really lost. It was like in like a limbo sort of thing. Like I didn't know what I wanted to do. But before we go into that, I'll continue with what we're talking about with Fortnite. When I was like at my peak, it was just like constant, like it wasn't like pressure, but like I just felt like I had to upload because I'd set the standard of uploading daily. So the videos I would upload, they were like good videos. Don't get me wrong, because I had an editor at the time. I met him towards like the stars. Haz, I'm sure you know Haz.
Yeah. He still does your videos?
Yeah, he still does them to this day. Yep.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, bro, we've been together for 2 years nearly.
Because he's with Chiefs, right?
No, he played CS:GO for them, but he was in FaZe, and then he left and
then oh yeah, that's right. He was with FaZe for a while. Yeah.
Yeah, and then he played for Chiefs as like a CS:GO.
Gotcha.
Player,
Ringer.
Yeah. At heart, he was always a content creator.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we we've worked together for the last few years. He was the only reason I could do daily videos. There was no chance I was recording, editing, making thumbnails, because I've always made my own thumbnails. There was like a period for like a month where I had someone make them, and I was just never happy with them.
Just a perfectionist? Like, is that what it will, like?
I don't think it's a perfectionist. My thumbnails are shit. But
No,
I think
but
it's
what
just,
I mean is perfectionist for you. Like, you have a way that you want it to look, and they couldn't do it.
yeah, like I would explain everything. Like I draw it out, like, and I'm like, dude, I'm spending more time explaining to this person than I would making the thumbnail.
Yeah.
And it wasn't because it was a bad thumbnail designer. Like it was Jamlix, but he's an insane thumbnail designer. It was just I had like my style was really in game. Like it's just like a screenshot, and I like edited a bit. Whereas everyone else is like these rendered things, and like, dude, I just wanted to stick out, and that's why like they're not insane, bro. I'm not a designer, but they're different. That's what was good about them. But yeah, no, it was getting to a point where I was just uploading to upload, and it was really bad because the games were like this was when everyone was getting really good, and I obviously hadn't been playing comp. I hadn't been doing anything to get better. So like my like advantage of being able to record a video in an hour would go to like 2 hours, and then 3 hours, and then I remember there was one day where it was literally like I had to upload in like 6 hours, and I'm like still recording this video.
Yeah.
And I was getting so angry. Like you probably could tell in the videos. Like I don't know. I didn't even watch them. Like I would just upload them.
Yeah.
But like obviously all the like me like getting angry and like raging would get cut out. But you could probably tell the next game that I was pissed off, because you'd have the most perfect game, and then you
Timmy
got
would
Jimmy
be
Bob
on you.
40. Yeah, Jimmy Bob 44 is just cranking like 990s, bomb pump me, and it's over. And then on top of that, you had like all these mythic guns that like were just bullshit. Like they're like like mythic drum gun with the aim is oh bro.
Oh, that drum gun was another world of hurt for anyone that fucking didn't have it.
Yeah, exactly. And like it was so many things combined. Like it was such a good season, but trying to constantly come up with new ideas, make a thumbnail, upload, and having that daily pressure, it got to me, and I was just like burnt out so much. Did
you feel pressure from your parents when they said you got a year?
No, at that point I didn't, because I like in like a month I'd made enough to like live for a year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But my problem was I held myself at like I wanted to upload, like I wanted people to watch my videos, and I wanted to make good content, and I wasn't making good content, so I would be angry with myself. And the videos were just getting like worse, because like the recordings would genuinely take like 5 hours for like a simple challenge. We do like some random skin challenge, and it's 5 hours. And on top of that, I think I would just do ridiculous challenges. Like I'm trying to do like pickaxe only in like season 12, bro. Like it's just not happening.
Yeah.
So I would set these like impossible tasks. I'd drag my friends with me, or I'd do it solo, and like it was just mentally draining to do it constantly.
Yeah.
And like obviously seeing like numbers drop off too got to me. I mean, looking back on it, mate, I would take 10 mil views a month any day of the week. But you go from 20 to 15 to 10, you think like, shit, I'm doing something wrong if every month is going down in increments of 5.
Yeah.
So Among Us came out, and I jumped ship to that because I was like, bro, I'm out of here. And then I think Among Us was good in a way for me, because it really challenged me to like think outside the box, because obviously it's a very basic game.
Yeah.
And then I did Insane on that for like 3 months. That died off too. And then, bro, I remember my plan originally was to do Among Us and go back to Fortnite, like have like a little
Just a
2,
break.
3 month break, go back to Fortnite and be good. And I
Yeah.
think if I had done that, I would have been fine.
Yeah.
But like I was like, dude, I do not want to touch Fortnite. I was like, this game is not it's not Fortnite anymore, bro. It was like right when Primal Season came out. Like with
Yeah.
like the shitty like bones and like
Yeah.
mechanic
Crafting.
parts. Yeah, dude, I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
Like and I like at the time I'd still get on and help Creamy with videos, but I was just like, bro, this isn't Fortnite. And I've tried to play it. I played the new season and it was fun for a day, but I could already tell it wasn't gonna be it. So then that was like where I started to have a lot of issues with YouTube because I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I just upload like anything for like 3 months. And at this point, I think I was in like a very lucky spot with YouTube. Like they would try and promote anything I uploaded pretty much. And I think I'd earned that after uploading like 90 videos straight that just would get like 500K. You know what I mean? Like I think YouTube was like, okay, this guy, if he's gonna upload something, people are gonna want to watch it.
Yeah.
But obviously I was wrong. Like people have an interest. You subscribe to
Of
someone to watch
course.
one thing. You know, like I didn't know that. I to this day I still don't understand YouTube because you know you got people like LazyBeam that can upload, but I think his is more like it's LazyBeam. You know, like LazyBeam uploads videos. LazyBeam.
Of course.
Yeah. But I obviously haven't earned that yet. You gotta be a long way for that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I was doing this for like 3 months, and that was like that limbo period that I was talking about. Like I wasn't daily uploading anymore either, which I think was probably another, you know, factor of it all.
Yeah.
And then YouTube just like hard kicked me out of algorithm. Like it was ridiculous. Like I was getting like 200K on like pretty much anything I'd upload. Like there was a point of time where I uploaded like it was like the Draw My Thing or whatever it is. Like the
Yeah.
what's it called? Gartic Phone or some shit. Like
Yeah,
one of those
Gartic
games where you
Phone.
draw like dumb things.
Yeah.
And even that banged like 200K views. But like still mentally, like I'm like, dude, I'm not doing good. Like I was like pulling a million views a video last month or 2 months ago. Now I can't even get 200K. And like numbers really get to your head. And I think that's why most people fail.
Is it hard not to look at numbers?
No, yeah, it's very hard not to when you're first into it. Like now, bro, I couldn't care less. If I upload a video gets 10K views, I'm like,
It is
next,
what it is.
whatever. Like I like look at it. I'm like, okay, what did I do wrong? Thumbnail was shit. Like I can tell now. Like I'm like, that was just a bad video. Like I shouldn't have done that. But when I originally like had this massive peak and then just like drop off, bro, I'm like, what's happening? But like you look at it now, it's like 200K views a video is not bad at all by any means. But it's so easy to like not think about it as people.
Yeah.
Like if you think like, oh, 200K views, you're like, that video had 500K, that's shit. Whereas if you think about like 200,000 people watching you do anything, bro, like that's insane. You know,
and the other crazy thing is 200,000 views for somebody is like, holy fuck.
That's their like, oh my God. Say, you know what I mean? But it's very, I think when you initially get into it, it's very easy. Like not even to necessarily have an ego, but like a mental ego. Like you hold yourself accountable to do better and better and better. And like I never really like changed or anything like that, but I think my mental definitely changed when it came to YouTube. Like I just had standards. I expected videos to do certain numbers. If they didn't, then I'd bash myself for it. And I got really drained. I didn't look after myself either, like at all. Like my mental health was terrible. My physical health was terrible. Like I didn't eat well because I would literally just Uber Eats every single day. Like just Maccas. Like, bro, I'm recording, coming up with video ideas, thumbnail. Like I'm doing everything myself except for editing. You know what I mean? Like I'm 9 hours straight bed, wake up, 9 hours straight bed. Like, and the thing was, I somehow never like truly burnt out. I had a bit of a mental burnout, but I never like stopped.
That's what I was just about to ask. Was there a point where you did feel that burnout and you were like, I need to take a break from this to like get myself going again?
I don't think I ever had like a point, but there was definitely there was mental tear. Like I would wear myself down over time, but I don't think I ever fully broke. Like, you know, when people have like a breaking point, they just stop uploading. They're just like, yeah, that's it. I'm burnt out. I'm going to go do something else.
Yeah.
I never hit that. And I think that was because I was just so like, I'm really forward looking. I don't focus too much on the past, but these numbers were like really getting to me. And like, I was like trying to figure out how to not let it get to me. But when you're in the spotlight and you're doing well, it's really hard to not pressure yourself to do better. And I think that's like, you know, with Mr. Beast is a perfect example. Like he constantly does better, but like I want to make videos, but I ain't no Mr. Beast. I'm never going to be no Mr. Beast. Like I don't have that motive to go out and spend $4 million on a video.
But that's like, the other thing as well. You don't have, like, I'm sure if someone, like, if a sponsor came up to you and said, look, we're going to give you $1 million to do a video, like spend this $1 million to make something go crazy.
Yeah.
Like you've got the mind, the video mind, the content creation mind to actually go out and actually do that.
Oh, 100%. Like if something gives you money and you don't take the opportunity to make something crazy, you're an idiot.
Yeah.
But I just don't have that. Like I'm not gonna put my financial burden like I don't know. Like to me, YouTube is like I do it for fun. People want to watch, they want to watch. If not, like I'm not gonna dig myself a grave before I'm 20 because I put 500k into a video and I don't even have 500k to spend.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And you can do that in smaller scales. Like I've done videos where I've given away like a couple $1,000s, and it gets expensive.
Yeah.
Like I was after my limbo stage, I went to Minecraft, and the big thing there is to do videos like that because Mr. Beast does it, and you can ride off the back of his wave.
Yeah.
But bro, like giving away $1,000 every video and you upload every second day, like dude, you're burning through 15 grand, assuming it's only $1,000. There was some videos where I was giving upwards of like 3 grand a video away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The videos weren't making that much, so I'm just digging
out
a hole.
of pocket.
Yeah. And I think that's where I was like, dude, I just need to go back to what I enjoy, which is why I've come back to Fortnite recently. But those videos, like the Minecraft videos, just weren't it. They weren't for me. Like
you were super into Minecraft though, right?
Yeah, like I really liked it. But then the more that I uploaded it, the more that I realized that how do you explain it? With Fortnite, right? I feel like if you're an up and coming creator in Fortnite, the potential is not as big as Minecraft, but there's more opportunity.
Okay.
You like there is more gaps for you to like slot your channel into. Whereas Minecraft, like the roof that you're trying to slot into is just like it's like flat. There's nothing. You can't like you got Dream, Mr. Beast, like Captain Sparkles, like all these like Minecraft YouTubers that have been around for 10 years. Like you're never gonna break through further than they are.
Yeah.
And obviously Dream's like a perfect example of someone that did and like the potential that's there. But it's like, bro, you just like the numbers that don't add up for that to happen. And obviously he found like his little niche and all he does is that, and you know, you gotta respect it. But for me, like content has always been enjoyment over anything. Like I will do what I enjoy over making money out of you know, over getting views, anything. Like if I'm enjoying something, I'll do it, which is why I went to Minecraft. But it was getting to a point where I wasn't enjoying it, and I was like, the only videos that did well for me was I had Mythbuster videos. They would like get like 1 million views in like 3 days. And it was cool at first to have like a Minecraft video get 1 million views, and then those views didn't translate into actual content. So like I could upload it, I'd get like a payday, but it's like,
where am I going from?
Is that really how I want to do YouTube? Is like living just off Mythbusters and then just driving my personality into the ground to do these like shitty videos I don't like.
Yeah.
And I got on Fortnite and I did a challenge with Creamy. It took us like 3 hours. It was like a really long one. Like he was really frustrated, obviously, because he wanted to get the video done. And I was like, dude, like I had a lot of fun. Like, and this was before I came back to Fortnite. I was like, that was a lot of fun, and I really enjoyed it. He didn't seem to enjoy it, but I'm sure he just wanted to get the video done.
Yeah.
And that's where I was like, okay, Minecraft, it needs to go. Like chapter 3's around the corner, and I'm like, I need to get back into it, get whatever viewers I can back.
Yep.
And I made the switch, and I nearly instantly regretted it. I uploaded a Fortnite video, and at the time I was maybe getting like 100k, like 80 to 100k on Minecraft. Like the videos were doing decent, but like I would never break that. I was like, it was just my core audience watching, and I could tell it was like 90% of people were subbed. Like it was ridiculous. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna upload this Fortnite video, and it did 22k views in a day, and I was like, oh god. I was like, it's over. Like,
I was
like,
go back.
Yeah, I'm like, you know, maybe Minecraft's not too bad anymore. But no, I stuck it out, and then like within 3 videos, I had one that just blew up, and I've just been chilling on Fortnite now.
Coasting again.
Yeah, full circle.
I mean, it's kind of nice that I guess it would be hard for you, especially like changing games over and over again, especially going from like you're over Fortnite completely, you don't want to even fucking get anywhere near it.
Yeah.
To going to something you were loving, Among Us, which dies super quick.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, Among Us was so good, and I think like that game could have still been kicking around now if the development team just weren't idiots. Like,
yeah,
and that's the honest truth. Like, they did an update recently, which is so sick. But bro, how am I gonna get 10 people on for an Among Us video? Like, it's not happening. You know, like no one wants to play Among Us. It's done. Everyone's done what they needed to do. And it got to a point with Among Us where you had to fork out like $1,000 to pay a developer yourself to get mods made, you know?
Oh, really?
And yeah, like I would do like these modded videos. It would be a mod that someone had already done, but I had to get like the sloppy second mod and pay $1,000 for it. Like these developers, they would probably, I don't know how much they would charge these big creators like
Yeah,
Sunday,
yeah.
Socks for One, people like that. They probably charge him like 5 to 10 grand for this mod, I'd assume, and then they just go and resell it to a bunch of other YouTubers for like $1,000 again.
So they're just
Like,
making bank off and
yeah,
just
so they're probably making like 10, 20 grand a mod, and I don't know how long it would have taken them, but I don't think it was 20 grand's worth of money.
yeah.
And the fact that you had to do that just to get a video done, it was really tedious. And then, you know, the development team could have done it. People wanted to play these game modes. It was obvious by the viewership still around, but they never did it themselves, and it killed the game. And yeah, transitioning games is not easy. My transition from Fortnite to Among Us was like bang, instant. I uploaded a video, got like 2 million views. I was like, all right, I'm out of here. See you later.
Was
but
Among
that
Us
doesn't
banging
happen.
already when you did that?
Yeah, Among Us was doing so good. And the video I did was like insane. So
Okay.
I was in like a big lobby with like massive creators like Noah, Laserbeam, like just everyone. Like
Yeah.
that already helped it initially. And then I'm the imposter, but I'm just sitting there telling everyone that I am, but they're not believing me because I think I'm just like
Actually, I
being an
remember
idiot.
this. Yeah.
Yeah. And that video banged. It didn't get 2 million straight away. It's on it now. I think it had like 500K, which is better than my Fortnite videos were doing. So I was like, I uploaded one more. I remember the last Fortnite video I did. It was like they added the Midas flopper, and then I just left. But yeah, I uploaded one more Among Us video. It got like 300K in like 3-4 days ish, and then I was like, yeah, no, I'm out of here. Like I'm gonna go follow Among Us. It's fun.
Yeah.
Like at this point, I was playing it like after I'd record a Fortnite video, just play it for fun. And I was like, everyone's interested. It's probably going to be the big next thing. So I just went with it.
That
Yeah.
Among Us video that blew up, was that one game, one recording, and you got
Yeah,
it?
it was like a 20-minute video. Like, not it was like a 20-minute recording, and that was a video.
Fuck, that would have
You know?
felt nice.
Dude, it did. After going from 4-hour recordings of Fortnite to a 20-minute video that was insanely funny and like just filled with content, because every 2 minutes, whenever a meeting would get called, you got all these creators just
yelling,
beating the shit out of each other. You know, like I'm like telling Laserbeam to shut the fuck up. You got like Noah that's over here, like you just like go back, like it's all banter. You know, it's just fun. And I met so many people playing the game that I thought I never would. Like the game was good, but like I said, the development team just butchered it. They didn't do what they needed to do. But yeah, like the recording sessions were really easy. But even so, like within a month, it was the same thing. Everyone, like all the big content creators had left. You have to get your own friend group. You have to force them to record with you. And then it would get to a point where like, even if they knew I was the imposter, they wouldn't want to say anything because they knew they would fuck the video up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And at the same time, I didn't want to like fake videos or do any of that shit. But like my friends also didn't want to just come to a recording session and then make it go for an extra hour because they dogged me out.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And then there would be so many arguments. We lost so many friends over that game because recordings would just go horribly. Like it was not good towards the end. And I just jumped ship instantly. I was like, dude, I'm not about to lose my friends over a game where you're just.
It's a game.
It's a game. Like, I'm not going to lose my friends over it. And I think like I don't know. I can't speak for any other creators, but that was like the bad side of Among Us for me. Like the first month and a half was so fun. Like just playing with big creators. Every lobby was different, so you could never what do they call like metagame? You can never pick up on how like you're with new people, and even if you did, you're a dog. You don't do that.
Yeah.
So unless someone's obviously lying by the way they're talking. But yeah, I don't know. I think it was just like it was fun, and then it wasn't. You know, same as Fortnite. It was fun, and then it wasn't.
It just happened quicker.
Yeah, but the thing was with Among Us was I after it died, I didn't have a choice of where to go. Like I was forced to make a decision and go somewhere.
Which was Minecraft.
Yeah, well, after 3 months of doing nothing and then pissing YouTube off and then going to Minecraft. Yeah.
So that 3 months you uploaded nothing?
No, I didn't I uploaded, but it was just like anything I wanted to. It was like I did like a setup tour. I did a video where I can go get it. I did a painting, and it's the worst thing in the world. And my friends would tell me to paint something, I'd paint it, and it was just horrible. I'll go grab it. It's fine.
Go get it, please.
Give me a second. I need to go grab this thing.
Please. While Mal goes and gets his painting, I'm going to ask him what it felt like, because I remember watching him get 1 million subs live on his Twitch channel. So I actually want to have a chat to him and see how that felt.
All right, you got this.
Please show
You
us.
You ready for this thing?
Show me. Oh my lord. Who
Bro,
the fuck taught you how to paint?
No one. Look, there's an Among Us character. There's a tree with an E-boy piercing. There's a minion, and that's meant to be Dream.
How long did that take? If you say any longer than like 20 minutes.
Like an hour and a half.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's a bit hideous. I'm not gonna lie to you.
What did you use? It looks like crayons.
No, it was paint, but I broke like 3 paintbrushes. I had to start using my finger.
Oh my lord.
But yeah, like I was just uploading like random shit like that, and to me it was funny, but obviously YouTube's not gonna like it. And it really hurt my channel to just upload anything.
Yeah,
I learned that like if you really want to do well, unless you're at a point where you're like a big personality, which you know you can say 1 million subs is big, but you really need to build a name for yourself over years and years and years. It's not like subs don't matter. You can get 10 million subs. Like there's channels that have 10 million subs and don't get anything.
Yeah.
But there's also channels that have like 5 million subs where that person's built that fan base over years and years and years. And those true people will watch you no matter what you do. So it's just about building a name and like, you know what I mean? Like I think more people know who I am than people that watch my content because of the connections I have, the people I play with, the friends I have, the things that I do, like stuff like that, like more than content. And I think it's really hard to truly understand that, but I think that's, you know, I think that's where you build that sort of audience. Like LaserBeam's been on the platform for probably 5-6 years, and he was big before he came into Fortnite too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's like a multitude of things to be able to go to a point where you can upload whatever you want. But if you really want to make it as a small creator, you need to stick to one thing and build that audience. And then if you want to change, you need to do the change at once. You can't. Yeah. You can't like pickledy. Which is another thing, because when I started doing Minecraft, I made a Minecraft server. And I obviously just don't want to ditch that because fans play on it. They pay for stuff. You don't want to just ditch it.
Yeah, of course.
But it's like I also can't upload Minecraft on my channel at the moment because I've got to pretty much earn the right for YouTube to promote me again. I have to work back on Fortnite and do it slowly and build the trust back up. But I think the biggest thing I got from all of those like game changes and like, dude, it hurt my channel, but mentally I learned so much. I learned how to like, I learned how to, you know, evolve my content, do better intros, become more entertaining when I talked.
Yep.
It put me in a position where I had to make better content, whereas I wasn't doing that when I was at my peak because you're on top of everything. You don't have to. Yeah. You know what I mean?
If you're getting views for anything, you're getting views for anything. You don't have to improve.
There was a video I don't even remember what video it was. There was a video I uploaded. It took me like 20 minutes to record. The thumbnail, I literally just like changed the color of something and like just like added like a few little like it was like a 5-minute thumbnail and the video banged like 1 million views. And I'm like, dude, like what is this?
Living life.
Oh yeah, it was called Henshow mode. That's what the video was. The worst thumbnail and title I think I've ever seen on a YouTube video, and it got like 700K. Like,
how important is that stuff when it comes to YouTube videos? Like, for you, importance like listed. What would it be for thumbnail, title, like tags?
I think for importance, at least in my opinion, like I'm no expert, but for me, it's always thumbnail. Like thumbnail is over anything, and any creator will tell you that.
Yep.
Like even think about how many videos you've clicked on without even looking at the title. You know what I mean? So I think to me, it's thumbnail, content, title, and then everything else is below it. Like if you have a good thumbnail, you could title that. It could have the worst title, but if the thumbnail is interested someone, they're going to click on it either way.
Yeah.
So I think thumbnails always key. And then if your video follows through with what you got them interested in, like
content's going to keep them there.
Yeah, that's how you have a banging video. And I've seen that like with Fortnite, you know, like I'm still able to get a video that'll get like 500, 700K views even now by just having an insane thumbnail and title. And that's why sometimes when I upload videos or like I go to record a video, I will think of the thumbnail and title. And if I can't come up with a thumbnail and like title, I don't do the video. I just won't record it. I'm like, okay, that idea's in the bin.
Yeah.
Like it's just that important because I've had so many, like it's happened so many times where I'll have like the idea can be insane, right? But if you can't follow it through with a good thumbnail, it's never going to perform.
Yeah.
And there's nothing worse than having probably one of your best videos do a 10 out of 10, like it just performs horribly.
Yeah, of course.
So that's my mindset. Like, come up with thumbnail. If you can think of something in your head, like that's how you know it's a good video. If you can already come up with an idea, and then it's just about executing the thumbnail after.
I've got 2 questions for you.
Okay, what are they?
1.
Yep.
Where did your meme tweets come from?
All right, I just needed to get 100K. Like, I was like, okay, what does well? And every time I would tweet something stupid out, it would get like 5K likes, and I'm like, dude, I'm like 10K away. I'm just gonna juice this, and I did it for like a month straight. I just tweeted the dumbest stuff out ever.
Because I remember there was like a hot dog one.
Yep.
And I looked at it, and I was like I want to comment on this. I need to fucking comment on this.
Yeah, exactly, because it's so stupid that people want to comment on it, or like they want to put their input in it. You know what I mean? Like I've got like a TikTok idea that I want to do. Like, have you seen like the meme of like someone that's like biting out of a wrapper and a burger?
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm gonna recreate that in like video form where I'll be like, I've never had a cheeseburger before, bite into the wrapper, and like it'll bait comments. People get so pissed off.
Of course it will.
Because people don't understand what satire content is. Like, they've got no idea. They don't get that it's a joke. They're like, or even if they do, they're gonna laugh at it either way. So you've just eaten a bit of paper for a TikTok. You know what I mean? Like,
it's gonna burn so many people.
Yeah, exactly.
And number 2.
Yep.
How did it feel hitting 1 million subs?
Right.
I watched you live.
Yeah.
On Twitch. And like, I can't imagine how, like, what that would have felt like after so many, like, because it was years, it wasn't months of grinding.
Oh yeah, it was years, dude. Like, and the thing is the mill came so quickly that people think it was months, but there was so much more before that blow up. You know what I mean? There was so much that went into it, so much time, dedication, like leaving school. Like, I left all my friends. Like, all my friends thought I was an idiot. Like, well, not all of them, but most of them. You know. Dude, like, I'm a smart kid and I'm just leaving school to do YouTube to play Fortnite. And it was like Fortnite was dead at the time as well. So like people would laugh at you for doing shit like that. So to like finally hit it after, you know, putting in all that work, time and effort, it was so surreal. Like, it was just, I remember like after that stream, I genuinely, like, my parents were like so happy. Like they were outside watching like the stream. Like, we went out, we like celebrated together, and like I remember I had a shower, and I'm not kidding you, I put like Post Malone Congratulations on, and that song hit so different, just blasting in the shower. Like, I just felt like I'd actually like made it somewhere, and no matter what had happened after, I'm gonna hold on to that thing to the day I die. Like, to me, even earning one of those was insane. Like the 100K one, I was like, holy shit, like I'm never letting this thing go. But like the 1 mil one, dude, there's only like 100,000 people in the world probably that has one. Like that's an insane number to be a part of.
Considering there's 7 billion.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't know, dude. I was like, no matter what, like, I won't have a legacy or whatever, but like I've been a part of people's lives. They enjoyed it. They sat down and watched my videos every day, and I was just like, holy shit, like I truly like that was the only point where I was like, damn, I've made it. I've done what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, other than that, bro, like I'm just really grateful. Like, I think that's the best way to put it. Just grateful. Like, I'm glad that I can make content and make a living out of it. Or even if I couldn't, I'm glad I can do it and people watch. But,
and the cool thing is you've made a lot of like lifetime friends from
100%.
Shit, you know what I mean?
I've made so many friends from YouTube, from content. Like, I've met so many people that are just, they're amazing people, and especially creators. Like, they understand, you know. There's no creator that's gonna sit there and bash on another creator or vice versa. Like, unless they're like a literal scumbag, like clickbaiting and just you know what I mean.
Yeah, of
course. But like, a genuine creator is never gonna bash on another genuine creator.
Of course, no.
It's just like people understand what it takes to like really come up with like a good video, execute it, put the time in, put the work in, and then have it do well. Like, people understand, and that's why Mr. Beast is so praised. Like, people know that he puts the time and effort in. So,
how there is a couple more questions before we finish that I want to ask. How I don't want numbers.
Yeah.
How overstated is the money that you make on YouTube compared to what people actually think you make?
Overstated? Like, do you think like
people will think like you're probably a millionaire because you have 1 million subscribers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's not like it's not that good, but it's like you can live life comfortably. Like there's no doubting that. Like if you're pulling like 1 million views a month, you can live off that. But anything more than that, you're living above like a normal job wage. You know what I mean? So I don't think people's visions are too far off. Like I'm not a millionaire. I wish I was, I tell you that much. But you can live life comfortably if you're consistent, you can make good content and you build an audience, you know, like that. It doesn't affect your audience at all. Like they're watching an ad at the start of the video, then they get to watch a video for free.
Yeah.
Like you're not charging them. And I'm sure that 99% of people that watch content are more than willing to watch an advert if they know it's going to make that person be able to do it as a living and make videos every day.
And if they like you as well.
Yeah, if they like you, they're going to want to watch that ad to support you. The same way as on Twitch. There's so many people that'll be like, run an ad, run it. Like, they want to help you.
Yeah.
But they can't do it financially, but if they can sit there and watch an ad for 5 seconds, and that's going to help you be able to do content for a living, dude, 99% of people that watch you will do it. Like,
yeah, for sure.
I don't think people's visions are very far off, but like, you don't make millions and millions unless you're
someone big.
Size.
Yeah.
But at that point, he's putting it back into the videos anyway. So
yeah.
People can see that.
What's the coolest thing you've been able to either buy for like your family?
Oh, okay. There's a couple. I think the coolest thing that I bought.
I do know that you just bought a Bored Ape.
Oh no, I got a mutant.
Oh, you got a mutant. Okay.
Yeah, no, I didn't buy a Bored Ape. All right, don't have 200K sitting around for a monkey. But even that NFT, I invested 3K into like smaller projects.
Yeah.
I flipped them and then I sold and got the mutant.
So you did it off profits.
Yeah, I did it entirely off profits. Yep. To me, I put 3K into that thing, but it's worth 40 probably.
Yeah.
But I think the coolest thing that I bought, I mean, I guess that's pretty cool, like especially because it was like a massive profit, like of flipping stuff.
Yeah.
But obviously I'm building a house. I'm in the mix of getting finance for it, bro. It's been a pain in the ass. I'll tell you that much for free. That's obviously the coolest thing. But for buying someone else, I bought both my parents a car when I hit a mil. Because when I was younger, like I was never wealthy. Like I never had money. I was never rich. Like we weren't like living off the streets, but like there were days where we just dead ass did not have food.
Yeah.
Like, we'd be eating like baked beans or like something like like mum and dad like they're trying to pay the bills, but they also can't like pay for the food. So you're getting $1 can of baked beans.
Yeah.
So you know most days were fine, and like the house that I live in was given to me by my granddad. So obviously very grateful for him.
Yeah.
But it was just really cool because my parents still had like 50K in debt. For this house, they got like an aircon and everything. Because my dad used to have a really good job. He used to be like a fly in, fly out worker.
Yeah.
So like, you know, at that point we were fine, but that was when I was like 7 or 8, maybe a bit older.
Yeah.
And then, you know, by the time I was like 10, 11, 12, when I can really recall, like we weren't like wealthy. The only thing that I ever really got that was like big from my parents was they bought me a laptop, which is where I started making my first videos.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it was just really cool to be able to pay off their debt. Like that was the first, like, I'm not kidding. The first 50 grand I made, I paid the debt off. Like no second thoughts of like, just gave it to them. Didn't even think about it. And then I obviously bought them both a car, which was really, really cool. Just to be able to like, it was just like a massive thank you to them for supporting me and believing in
hell yeah
me making content like that. That's the biggest thing is just having your parents' support. My parents' support made it so much easier for me.
Yeah. I'm like super emotional when it comes to like doing shit for my parents.
Yeah, I'm the same.
So like if I was able to do that, dude, I'd be like not bawling, but like I'd be crying, man. I'd be
100%, dude. I was like being able to pay their loan off and just know that like financially they're not going to be stressed or any of that shit. Like it just made me so happy. And another thing is I made it so my dad could retire because my dad's 70, so like he you know he's getting on the older side. So I give him money every month to be able to live, and he can just retire and live his life and do what he wants. So that's another thing that I'm extremely grateful for. Like
that would feel so nice.
It does, because you know you don't want to see your parents working until they're like 80. Like I want him to be able to relax and do what he wants to do. So
future content plans, is it Fortnite?
Yeah, I think I'm sticking with Fortnite. Like if something comes out of the woodworks, like I mean this crab game shit looks pretty fun, but again it'll just be another thing that plateaus off. But if you know if Fortnite 2.0 comes out, I'll be on that. But until then, I think I'm just sticking with Fortnite. Like they've treated me so well as a creator. I mean, I wasn't even uploading Fortnite, and they sent me this big ass like loot crate, which is sick. Like I don't even know why they just sent it to me. I was like, oh, that's sick. And like they just give me so many opportunities as a game, and I've built all my friends, my community around that. So I'll just stick with Fortnite until everyone's interest sways into something else.
Would you be one of the like, maybe not right now, but would you be one of the bigger Fortnite content creators around? I know that there's big boys, but
yeah, I'd assume so. I mean, you've got like obviously the main ones like Laserbeam, Lachlan. I mean, I guess you can call Arlie. I mean, I wouldn't really like.
Yeah, Elliot,
he's
Fresh.
Yeah, obviously you got Muselk, Fresh, like all the Creamy, like all the big people. But I think I'd definitely be up there with like some of the biggest. Yeah.
That's probably why they send it to you, I would assume.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I mean, I'm not complaining. That thing's so sick. Like, I love it. It's been in my background since they sent it to me. So.
Wait, is it opened?
Yeah, there's it came with this.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, and then it's got a controller in there, but I've just left everything in it.
Oh, that's sick.
Yeah, and there's like a Halo Lego set. I think it was they brought out Master Chief for Fortnite, and they just sent it out to a few creators. But I wasn't even uploading Fortnite when Master Chief came out, so you know,
still good of them.
But oh, it's sick. I love it. Yeah. Like that thing's cool because it's a one of a kind thing. No one's gonna have a Fortnite crate sitting in their house, are they?
They're trying to get you to come back, brother.
Oh, they were. I mean, it worked. Hey, I'm back. So.
And the last thing, this is the first time we're doing this.
Yep.
The Formula 5, I've got 5 questions.
Okay.
Simple answers, or it might take you a bit longer to think about it, but we'll see.
Okay. All right, we'll see.
Favorite confectionery? Lollies based.
Okay, lolly. Bro, I hate lollies. I'm going to be real.
You're not a lolly person?
No, I'm not a lolly or a chocolate person.
Oh, damn, because that was question 2.
Oh, I've just blasted talking about Nah, I just don't have a sweet tooth, I think.
All right.
I'm not into it.
All right, so we'll skip those 2 and we'll go to question 3.
All right, what is it? Hit me with it.
Favorite takeaway meal?
McDonald's, mate. Like, it has to be. And I get the exact same thing, and I think I have for the last, I don't even know, bro. Probably the last, like, 5-6 years. I've just never changed my order. I've tried other things, but nothing beats it. It's a quarter pounder.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get onions or pickles because I hate both of them.
Yeah.
I get a hash brown, and I put the hash brown in the burger. I get 10 nuggets and a large fries. You can't go wrong with it.
See, we almost got the exact same order. I get a double cheeseburger with no onions and no pickles.
Yep. That's my second favorite. Yep.
And chips and drink.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I go with that too. Like, either or, same thing pretty much. Like, I used to do the triple, but like sometimes it's too much.
Oh, the triple's difficult.
Yeah, like if you're feeling it, the triple's good. But if you're not, it's too much.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Question 4.
Yep.
Best or favorite homemade meal? It can be from your parents. It could be from you. It could be from grandma, grandpa.
Oh, okay. What is my favorite thing? Okay, so my mum makes beef stroganoff.
Mm-hmm.
I love that so much. Like it's so good. Like especially in like the slow cooker. Like the meat's so tender. The flavors. Like you can never go wrong with it. I love it.
Number 5.
My favorite. Yep.
Where do you want to retire? Location.
When or where?
Where?
Oh, location.
Like if you had like an option to like take your family with you, like family and traveling back and forth is no issue. So like you're not going to miss people. Where would you honestly, like to live?
I think still in Perth, bro. Like everything I have is here. It's just, I don't know, dude. People bash it. I love it. Like it's not that bad. It's quiet and it's nice, and I like quiet, so it works for me. It's
pretty nice as well, like beaches and stuff like that.
Oh, dude, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. I think people don't like it because it's just out of the way. Like it really is.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Like Perth is so out of the way compared to Sydney and Melbourne. Like, we've got all the major shit over there, but I don't know. I've been to the city. I've lived in the city. Like it's not for me. Well, I say I lived in the city, but I've been there for weeks on end, and it's just not. It's not fun.
What is it? Too busy?
It's too busy. Like there's too many people. Like, dude, I like the feeling of being able to like go out and go for a walk and not run into 50,000 people. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, how do you go for a walk if you live in an apartment? You don't. You have to go all the way down the elevator. You have to then walk like.
Yeah.
You don't know your neighbors. You're gonna go see the person across the street, like across the hallway. Like, it's just, I don't know. I like living in a house, probably because I've always lived in a house. But you know what I mean. I just prefer. Yeah. I prefer being in a property and around people where you can build connections. Like, just how I am.
Are you a beach or like a nature person? So like, would you rather beach or forest?
Oh, forest. Dude, I hate the beach.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't hate it. Like, I'd go to a beach, no worries. But
yeah,
it's just I'm not gonna go out of my way, and I think that's because I got like it looked like I had 3rd-degree burns from wind. Like I got like wind burn, sunburn, My feet were blistering. It was horrible. Like I'm probably traumatized from that.
Hell yeah. Mal, man, thanks for coming on. I do appreciate it.
Absolutely no worries.
This is a spot for you. Shout out all your socials, whatever you want, where people can catch you.
I mean, mate, just go to the YouTube. The YouTube's the spot.
YouTube?
I don't do anything else on anything.
All right, Mal, it is on YouTube. Everything
Yep,
else
that's
is
the one.
around on the socials and the overlays. But go check him out. He's a good human being. He does good shit. And
Try my best.
appreciate it.
Not a worry, dude. Thank you for having me. Appreciate
No worries.
it.
You have a good one.
You too.